retard, retard, retard.
Welcome back. Just about to load into the airport of Vancouver. Now, I've not been here for ages, so I don't know exactly which parking spot Alaskan airline would be parked. I just assume somewhere. Oh no, hang on, guys. That's an indication. No, 49 Alpha. I'll just say that's an indication that we have two sceneries loaded, no? But obviously not. Right, let's go. Hey, Saran, good evening. How are you doing? Let's go here. Let's fly. So, just make sure that I have everything correctly set up here. There we go. Yeah. Oh, you're right, Sapphire. Yeah, you're right. Darn. That's it. That's the problem, isn't it? Well, I guess I have to do that before I load in. It doesn't matter. We'll get something sorted out. Ooh. Right, live weather. So, where's my controls here? So let's have a look outside. Yeah, definitely messed up. It's just, it looks as if yeah, but that's definitely GSX then messing about, isn't it? Because of the jetways. All right, it doesn't matter. We just go and board via stairs. Alrighty, so we are in live weather. We are in Vancouver Airport, or at Vancouver Airport, and it's a bit hazy still. I think the weather report was saying pretty much the same. Although not too bad, 15 miles. No. But I think Ketchikan had a pretty interesting forecast. With fog in the morning. But what about this livery, eh? Hey, Ali, how you doing? What about this livery? Trout livery. That looks sick. Love it. Let me have a look. Can I get my MCU working? That's the next question. Please. Is it trout or salmon? I don't know. Good question. Right, FMC is working as well. Fantastic. Now, track magnetic. There's a couple of things I need to change then. One of them is the control options. Lee, willkommen zurück und Megas und Yoda. Schön euch zu sehen. So we're going to go with the throttle quadrant. PMDG, obviously. Profile, there it is. And for the yoke, We got that. Apply, save, go back, resume. Cool. And then since it's a new aircraft add-on, I am going to go and go in here quickly. Just do some setup. First of all, we want kilograms. We'll have to be one call out. We'll use 2,500, 400, 300, 2, 1, 50, 40, 30. All the call outs we can get our hands on. We'll use that. Default acceleration is 1,000 feet. Reduction 1,000 standard as well. We'll leave 18,000 in here. That's fine. Let's do that as well. And then what? NAF database out of date? Are you kidding me? Okay, so oh, hang on. There was window shades there. Hang on. Window shades, of course. So display. And Voyager, willkommen zurück. Track up? No, that's one thing I always check. Right, let's have a look at the options. Simulation. Sync baro, yes. Oh god, where's the setting for the kilograms? Where was that? Display, really? Display. Oh. Where are you, man? Aircraft displays. Hang on. 8, 9. There. Found it. Thank you. Last page. Perfect. Thanks a lot, guys. Now I am happy. So FMC, why is the... Until 8th of October. That's still... No, it's not out of date. It's still valid. That's so weird. Okay. Anyways, so we've got ident, position in it, routing. So we are going to do... Although, do I need to have that loaded before I load in? Or does it pull it directly from SimBrief? No, you have to download it, don't you? Yeah, and then probably Voyager. If it's like an X-plane, you have to download it before you start the sim. But I'll try. We'll see if that works or not. So we are... Before I do that, though, let's turn that off. We are Alaska 75 Golf. So let's see. Right. Export. All right, let's see if that worked. So request. Now you have to load it when, yeah, it doesn't work afterwards, so that's fine though. So let's go through the preparations then. So index, position, routing. So we're going from Charlie, Yankee, Victor, Romeo, Vancouver, and we're going to Papa Alpha, Kilo, Tango, we are called Alaskan Airlines 75 Golf. That doesn't work. So departure arrival. Now let's have a look at the current weather. Oh, we've got. Oh, we have control here. No, seriously? Whoops. Sorry. We have ATIS and stuff. Is that a salmon, a trout? I don't know. I think it's a trout. That's a trout, isn't it? I'm not I don't do oh, what's it called? So I don't go fishing. It's a baby shark. Get out of here. So,
good night.
Stepke, thank you so much for hanging out today. Take care. Good night to you. See you soon and have a great weekend. Yeah, next stream will be on Sunday evening. Good night to you. Alrighty, so we've got information Charlie, 2000 Zulu, 260 at 6. Landing, departing 26 left. Alright, 26 left it is. So 26 left. I'm planning for the Vancouver 2 departure. But we'll see if we get that or not. Activate, execute. From there, it's Faspo. I'm sure he's going to tell me off for the routing. Is anybody flying along? Oops. No, actually. Yeah, got to go here. It's called the Salmon Thirsty Salmon. Is it really? Salmon. Like I said, I don't do fishing, so yeah, you too, Stepke. Take care. Faspo, and then it's direct to Royst. I did not think that we would have control here. Royst, and then it's Juliet 502. And we're going all the way to Alpha November, and from there we'll start the approach. Now, Ketchikan at the moment has a quarter statute mile. It's 3,500 to 6,000 feet fog, overcast 200. So we have to consider a diversion. Alright, so it could get spicy. It could get spicy. We are going to plan for runway... Well, it's crosswind, isn't it? So we could... Well, it's going to be RNF 29 via Ann. So that's what we're going to plan for. There we go. Cool. I am not going to mess about with GSX here regarding weights, etc., etc. So let me just enter fuel. Fuel's flight time was 1 hour 28. Fuel required 7.9. 7.9. And payload, we want to have a zero fuel weight of 58.1. So that's going to be like 75% load level. Not quite 80%. There we go. That's good enough. Alrighty, so in it, zero fuel weight reserves. So if we go to SimToolkit Pro, reserves is final 1.1 plus 1.8 for the diversion. So it's 2.9 complete reserves and the cost index of 15. Cruising level is 360 and the wind up there is minus 16 average, so 300 at 25. Alright, temperature up there is minus 50. So it's a bit warmer. 18,000 transition should be correct. So we're expecting the Vancouver 2 departure. Then radar vectors, the first fix. Climb heading 263, assigned by ATC. And transition is 18,000. Roger that. Cool. 18.7 is the tower, so 18.7. Let me get the clearance first of all. And then we can plan from there. Is the call sign just Alaskan? Yep, okay, thank you. Hey, Payler. Right, let's make sure that it's loud enough, and I'm going to set the button here. Vancouver Tower, good evening to you. Alaskan 75 Golf, information Charlie requesting clearance.
Alaskan 75 Golf, Vancouver Tower, hello, cleared to Ketchikan via the Vancouver 2 departure, flight plan right, departing runway 26, left, squawk 5146.
Alaskan 75 Golf is cleared to Ketchikan via the Vancouver 2 departure, flight planned route, and out of runway 26 left, squawk 5146.
Alaskan 75 Golf, reback is correct, position study, your discretion, call taxi.
Push start on discretion, and I'll call you for taxi. Thank you much. Alaskan 75 Golf. Nice, cool. So we can mess about with the pushback ourselves, which is great. There we go. Let's already put that on. So he has our signal there. Cool. Okay, Megas, no worries. Dankeschön. Ja, es wird schon spät, ne? Take care, Megas. Vielen, vielen Dank fürs Reinschauen. Bleibt gesund, schönes Wochenende. Take care. So, ground servicing. Now, I've got to do a couple of things here. So let me get the parking brake on. Then I want to stairs release, forward loader, aft loader, all release, the doors close, and I think that should be it, right? Nice. Cool. That's all done. So APU is available. Let's do that. That looks fine. Get some APU bleed going. And we are doing up flight level 360. Hey Ted. Just treated myself to X-Aviation Charlie 650. Nice. Yeah, we talked about that. So yeah, that's an aircraft that will really challenge you as well. But I know that you have the interest and the fascination, and you love the Challenger. And again, Ted, that has already a very good working shared flight. So definitely something to enjoy. Good. I'm just going to calculate my performance in TopCat. I can't show you that, unfortunately, because it's on the other computer. But Charlie Yankee, Victor Romeo, 26 left. Do we want any intersection? Let's have a look quickly. Coded taxi routes. Good lord. Airport. There we go. So 26 left is there. We are parked here. So it's going to go Juliet Hotel Delta. So let's take Delta 5 for our calculations. Yeah, 26 left Delta 5. Update the weather. And we have... Get rid of the ground power.
Air Canada 872, no further ATC available on departure Monday, Unicom 122.8.
So we want 66.6.
Roger that. Clear for takeoff. Runway 26 left.
And I think we're going to go with flaps 5 again.
Then we'll switch to Unicom 122.8. Thanks for your help. Air Canada 872.
You're right.
Altimeter is 30. No, it's actually Kinich 1020. How weird is that? 1020. Oh, that's about right. Cool. So it says we should do a takeoff departure. Although I tell you what, it says we can do full. Yeah, takeoff with flaps 5 and a DTO of 52. Flaps 5, trim, and the speeds 144, 144, 145. That looks all good. Nice. Checklist time. It's funny how preparations, I feel, in the 737-800 goes a lot quicker than in the Airbus. Oxygen tested 100%. Well, that's a lie. We haven't tested it yet, have we? So there we go. Test 100%. Navigation transfer switches. Normal auto. Window heat is on. Pressurization mode selector auto. Flight instruments heading altimeter. Heading should be 263. And on departure, top altitude is now it says climb. So maintain 7,000 or as assigned. Okay, so 7,000 is the highest we're allowed to do here, according to our departure chart. 7,000. Set. Parking brake is set. Engine start levels cut off, and that's the pre-flight checklist completed. Before start to the line, fuel is 7,900 kilograms, pumps on, passenger signs on, MCP V2 145, and heading 263, altitude 7,000. V1 144, VR 144, V2 145. Pre-flight completed. Rudder, aileron trim, neutral. Neutral, and taxi takeoff briefing is completed. Below the line, flight deck door is closed and locked. Doors are closed, and the anti-collision light is on. So the question is, yeah, we do need pushback, don't we? Shall we risk it for a biscuit? Yeah, let's do so.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Hey, Paul. Oh, good lord. It worked alright the last 2 times.
check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Where is he? Hello? Oh, there we go. I want to set a VUR. 15.9.
Locking gear.
So I tell you what we'll do. Shall we just push that way,
Exiting from editing mode.
and then
Release parking brakes.
we can taxi out? Brakes released. Come on. Oh no, it's messed up again. No. Okay. Yeah, forget it. That's messed up now. Yeah, I was working on right in Phoenix, but here in the outside view, I pressed enter, release parking brakes, but it didn't do anything. So let's do it this way. Oh, because that. Oh no, hang on. Was that the reason? Was that the reason? Yeah, I did press. Yeah, I did press numpad enter. Right, let's try again.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Make sure to not disturb the sea otters. Where? Departure or arrival?
Locking gear.
Frankie, sorry, there was a did a post. Frankie, you wrote you're working at a new CDM tool.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push.
Ah.
All engines clear.
Thank
Start
you.
at will.
VGGS and pilot see your TBT, or we can set your own TBT. Yeah, sure, Frankie. Yeah. Give me a shout on Discord for sure. So packs off. Good start pressure. Rest has been completed. Engine 2 start. Yeah, that was the reason. The chocks were in place. That's why. Yeah, Frankie, I mean, Frankfurt today was great. It felt so real-like with the TSAT changes, TUBT and so on. That was really cool. Loved it. So, we got fuel on. EGT rise, N1 rise, N2 rise. Starter
Set parking brakes.
should be cutting out any moment. Park brake
Waiting your
set.
confirmation for a good engine start.
Yeah, starter cut out, engine 1 start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Hey Harry, how you doing? How do I actually pick a operator for GSX? I never asked me, just give me random vehicles. Okay, well, for pushback, so if you have an option, a choice, it should give you the choice in the list here. So just now I had the option between 3 different operators.
Unlocking here. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Thank you very much. Right.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
After start flows. Come on. Recall check, flight controls. Yeah, here's all clear signal. There it is. Got a pin in the hand, all good. So, B4 taxi checklist. Generators on, probe heats on. Anti-ice not required. Isolation valve is auto. Recall check. Engine starts, which is continuous. Recall checked. Auto brake RTO. Engine start levels idle intent. Flight controls check. Ground equipment is clear. Alaska 75 Golf request taxi.
Alaska 75 Golf, runway 26 left, altimeter 3019, taxi Lima Juliet Hotel Delta, Delta 5, Hotel 26 left.
Altimeter 3016, runway 26 left, taxi Lima Juliet Hotel Delta, Delta 5, Alaska 75 Golf.
Roger.
Alrighty, left side clear, right side clear, let's go. Come on, brake check, brakes checked. So, Juliet Hotel Delta. Alright, so to the left. And then we are on Juliet. See if we can find some signs here. Do you use reshade? Well, I use GSX, actually NVIDIA. What's it called? It's this one here. Game filter, that's what it's called, yeah. Right, just need to check something here. Is that Juliet? I should be... Oh. I should be on Juliet. That's... Oh, God. I hate it when the mental picture doesn't add up to anything else. So that's 20... That's 21. Oh, God. No, that's right. So we are... Yeah, I need to go to the right. Right, and then we are Hotel Delta. Okay, there we go. Back in the picture. So right, left. We are on Hotel. This is a good question. I bought it on Marketplace. No, so FPS wise, I'm limited to 30 FPS anyways, so I had no issues whatsoever regarding successful connected. Thank you. Yeah, Flight Sim Studios. Yeah, Nico, thank you. It could be, that could be the case, yeah. So we've got to go left here. We're on Delta now, and then Delta 5. God, that was complicated. Yeah, Delta 5 is the one we calculated, so we can go with that. I need to demap that autopilot switch. Good lord. Yeah, it is. You're right. There's a lot of static aircraft. Quite surprising. So let's go weather radar on. TCAS. TCAS. Traffic is on as well. Good. So, next checklist is the before takeoff checklist. So flaps 5 green light, and the trim should be 4.7. Let's have a look. 4.7. There it is. It is a bit hazy. Auto thrust, yes sir. Auto thrust on, thank you.
Just at 712, good afternoon, Tower. With information, Delta requesting clearance to Denver. Just 712, clear to Denver via the Georgia 6 departure. Flight on right, departing runway 26 left, squawk 5157. Clear to Denver on the Georgia 6 departure, runway 26 left, starting 5157. Just 712, Wayback is correct, pushing start at your discretion, call taxi. We'll go.
Only doing pushback on board.
Alaskan 75 Golf, no further ATC available on departure, Monty Unicom, longitude decimal 8, winds 270 at 5, equipped takeoff 26 left.
Clear takeoff 26 left, and after being airborne, contact Unicom 122.8. Thank you much for the service. Good night, Alaskan 75 Golf.
Yep.
Alrighty, so next one should be Delta 5. We are cleared for takeoff. Strobes come on. Up Delta 5. All good. I wonder now what would have happened if I had switched on, well, I had processed lasso running in Frankfurt, because the performance was so bad. It may have just made a bit of a difference. All right, elapsed time. Yokity Doke is on. All done, all set. 26 left is confirmed. Front here. Takeoff. I can see N1. Oh, where's my? There we go. I can see
80 knots.
80 knots, more or less. That's a bad viewpoint. There you go.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. I'm surprised though, the last time we used the head-up display, it was fine with the viewpoint. Like, what on earth happened there? So, we've got LNAV, VNAV speed. Autopilot is on. Flaps 1. And let's go heading. And let's proceed on course. Oh, well, now it's okay. That's not too bad. Flaps up. Flaps up. That goes to neutral. That to off. And let's go direct to FASBO. Execute and LNAV. 1 to 2.8. And the after takeoff checklist. Engine blades are on. Cabin pressurizing. PAKT auto. And landing gear is up and off. Flaps up, lights out. And that's the after check is complete. Oh, Vancouver in the distance there. Beautiful. We are reaching 7,000 feet. However, there's no control anymore, so let's continue climb. It's beautiful weather. We should see lots of beautiful scenery. And I think we had 360 as final level. Enough speed and 1. Wow. Hey Sebastian, welcome. How cool is that? Nice. Yeah, SimCaesar, I don't know. I have not really flown here before that world update with Canada. I'm also using Orbix Alaska Mesh. Now, I don't know where that actually kicks in. Yeah, but that live weather, beautiful, beautiful clear weather. We should have some beautiful views. And we're going right along the coastline as well. All the way to Ketchikan. Fantastic. Is it really? Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've been not been to Vancouver for many, many years, but it's a beautiful city. And we had, we're lucky we had an absolutely amazing hotel back then, right at the harbour, so I could watch the seaplanes take off and land. Crazy, crazy good. So the plan is, when I get back to long range, yeah, I'll take my video camera with me, and then or at least I'll try to make as many kind of short clips as possible. Yeah, and a ride along in the seaplane, obviously bucket list for sure. And time lapse.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber.
Hey V Chris, nice to see you again.
Please make your way to the first
as always, Chris, I hope you're doing well. Hello to you. 63 months.
Flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Thank you much, V Chris. So let's get some coffee for the passengers. Cabin is still climbing. That's good. All fine.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment.
And Sim Caesar gifting of the sub.
Thank you.
Sim Caesar, thank you so much. And that's 131 gifted subs in total on my channel. Thank you so much. What do you mean the audio clip scares me? What? Why? It's just, what, the applause? Sorry if that scares you. Is that too loud? Just gonna try.
Night.
Voyager, mach's gut. Just gonna dial it down just a tad. A bit more contrast, highlights, shadows. I think it's a bit better. Voyager, mach's gut, bleib gesund. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have some rest on Sunday, of course, coming back. But then in the evening, I'm gonna be able to stream a new airport from hang on. So there's a new scenery coming out, Girona, I think it's called. Yeah, Girona, Lima Echo Golf Echo. That fish staring at you. It is. What a cool livery. Actually, let's have a look. What's the optimum altitude? Optimum 380. All right, let's go 380 then. Let's fly optimum. Right, set standard, cross-checked, 223. Have you seen the new Magus of Flight Sim scenery from Monterey? No, Monterey. I wouldn't. Honestly, I need to look where that is. And you like it? Okay. Let me just see where that is exactly. Sky Vector. Kilo Mike Romeo Yankee. That is. Ah, okay, so south of San Jose and south of San Francisco. Ah. Monterey, nice. Yeah, so that's nice. And Pilot Edge as well, right? That's cool. Some Pilot GA flying. Yeah, Giftsfact, you know what? I mean, maybe that's actually not a bad idea, especially if you take something like the Bonanza. Oh, Pebble Beach. I've been there, Sim Caesar. I've actually been at Pebble Beach Golf Club, or golf course. Yeah, the famous one, where they have that celebrity tournament every year. Yeah, we drove down from San Francisco. You never understood Pilot Edge. Is it paid? Yes, it is. Yeah, you need to pay. It's a monthly fee. No, you don't have to be a pilot. It's just that the service is very professional. So it's completely according real-world procedures. And you always have... So in between a certain time frame, every day you have ATC controllers at all the different airports that they offer. And so you can fly IFR, VFR, with flight following, all kinds of stuff. And they really want you to do everything according to real world procedures. So if you let's say you plan to fly VFR around LA area or San Francisco area, and you want to practice Class B airspace transitions and that sort of stuff, or fly in and out of Class B airspace with proper procedures, with proper communications, then Pilot Edge will be the right place, because again they're doing real world communications procedures, so you'll feel nice and trained by the time you get to the real aircraft. Yeah, so a lot of it's not all, so they do have different controllers for different sectors, but yes, you can have the same voice if you like. For the different so that's the only downside really, but still, I mean, if you look over that, you still have to use the proper procedures regarding ground tower, departure, arrival, etc, etc. So and the cool thing is, Harry, you get a confirmed a assured coverage every day. Alpha, I wish. No, I was just watching. Although my golf play would have been entertaining for sure, yeah. But yes, the controllers there do get paid, Harry, yeah. And there's controllers that have done that there for many, many, many years. And so if you want to spice it up as well, Harry, in X-Plane 11, and probably at some point at X-Plane 12, If you do some proper training, you could actually request the controllers from time to time to give you a failure, so they can actually access the X-plane aircraft database and then get you like an engine failure or engine fire or whatever, electric faults, without you actually knowing freehand what's going to happen. Would be the perfect job for Bruno. Bruno would, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that would really be helpful. Well, I mean, if you handle all the failures Bruno gives you, well, then nothing can scare you. Then you've mastered everything. Yeah, I don't know exactly how they do it, but it should be via the client. But you have to give them permission to do so. So they won't do it without your permission, obviously. Right, I'm just entering 380 for the cruise. Traffic. Let's get that. Terrain. There we go. What a beautiful day. Oh, it's all ski slopes here, isn't it? Wow. I didn't realize that it was so popular right here. Look at that. It's a huge skiing area. Bruno, I just realized that as well, and I'm wondering what I'm doing wrong. I was trying to think and get my head around what's wrong. But I have traffic on, terrain is on, TCAS is on, radar turbulence is on. I don't know. Oh, it's an option. Oh, good lord. Is it under displays or where is it? Where do I find it? Hey, ein Pinsel, wie geht's? Display, ground speed. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, found it. Yeah. How weird. Yeah, VR course line. I was missing that as well. How strange. Yeah, much better. I agree. Yeah, that put me off as well. I'm not lying. Hey Nico, sad that they only offer this in the US. Yeah. Because I'm only used to German airspace structure. Seems to be very different when they have plus beyond. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. But then again, Nico, I mean, you know, if you're up for some challenges, they offer these IFR and VFR training courses, which they have made, so you can go through the program. So the rating programs, CAT and I ratings. So the CAT ratings for VFR and the I ratings for the IFR, and it's a lot of fun. It's really thrilling, actually. So Yankee Port Hardy coming up here. Port Hardy, 12.0. Yeah, I do want to fly that Arnav approach today. And the PMDG should handle it, shouldn't it? Yeah, we programmed it, so... Oh, the Simco hold, no. No, we don't want to fly holding. Well, I don't think it needs radius to fix today, Bruno, so it's just this approach. Now, we don't have to do holding, though, do we? 4.5? 3.5? No, we can do that without holding. So let's clear the holding. Delete. Delete. And then that to there. And execute. Fantastic. Cool. Hey Street, how you doing? I read a story about the Air France flight where the captain FO got in a fight, and the FO I think was removed from the cockpit in the case of some situation where there's one pilot. Is there a specific protocol you have to follow? Do you have to? Was it really like that, Street? I thought they the cabin crew intervened and they got everything sorted out, and both of them landed together in the flight deck. Well, so the thing is this. If you only have one pilot in a flight deck where 2 pilots are required, it's an emergency. So yeah, you have to call in Mayday, or Pan at least. Yeah, so a 1 pilot scenario is definitely a Pan, at least, if not Mayday. Yeah, and normally that only happens, of course, or mostly when there's one incapacitation. So 1 pilot is incapacitated, could be the FO or the captain. And yes, there is, very basically speaking, what you do is, first of all, you take control of the aircraft. So make sure everything's correctly set, autopilot. Your flight path is safe. Second thing is to take care of the crew member. And that means taking him out of his seat, because sometimes, let's say he has a seizure or something and has, uncontrollable shaking or something, he could actually intervene with the, or, some cramps. He could intervene with the flight controls. So you take care of the crew member, have him taken out, being taken care of by the crew or or a doctor that may be on board. And then it's the third thing is to reorganize the work in the flight deck. All right, and once that all is done, you have to then, do your normal kind of workflow, decision-making process. Where do we land? How quickly does that person need medical assistance? Get weather infos, airport infos, maybe get some company help as well regarding, where's the next good hospital, etc., etc. So there's lots of things to do, reorganize stuff, and then make your decision on where to go. Yeah, but Street, if I'm completely honest, Street, flying single pilot here in these jets, I wouldn't say that I want to do that in real life, simply because, as you witness, I do miss some things from time to time, and it's simply because I'm distracted. I'm just the workload is just too high, and so you make mistakes, and that's why. Yeah, so that's actually true, Giftswerk. So the chat is actually helping. So they are actually catching some good stuff from time to time. Telling me, do this or do that. Or you missed this, or you set something wrong here. Yeah, exactly that. So so a single pilot concept here in these jets is not really the safest way to go. You can do that for a short period of time, for sure. But it definitely needs practice. It needs some good, procedure knowledge, so that you can actually handle this. Yeah, Paul. So imagine, I'll give you a scenario, guys. So imagine you're flying over the Atlantic. It's winter time. So I'll give you a nice scenario. So it's winter time, you're flying over the Atlantic. You departed from, let's say, Frankfurt, and you're going to Chicago. Now, around this position here, the captain gets incapacitated. And this actually happened, not to me, but to a friend of mine. He was the first officer, and his captain went unconscious. Had a seizure, went unconscious, and was unable to perform his duties anymore. So, weather forecasts, weather reports. There's one airport up here. It's called. Let me see if I find it here. What's it called? No, it's not this one. Hang on. It is. Yeah, That's the airport. So it's called Kangarluzak. It's actually a diversion airport, and a 747 can actually land there. It has a runway that is 2,800 meters long. It offers a localized approach, which is a bit offset. But you can land there. How Gesundheit, bless you, yeah. But there's no hospital there. So there, in this case, a helicopter has to fly in, pick up the patient, and fly him to somewhere else here on Greenland into hospital. So, yeah, on this side, you have Iqaluit, yeah, I'm Iqaluit there somewhere, and then you have, well, I mean, Gander, you have, right, but you can see your options are limited, right? And so, that's one thing. I give another nice scenario, guys. Remember that the time when we had the volcano? Right? And at some point there was still volcanic ash, but it was limited to, let's say, 25,000 feet, but it was a red area over the UK. So you're departing and you're flying over that area, but you're not allowed to go through it. And what happens then if your captain gets incapacitated? Would you fly through the volcanic ash to save his life? Go to London or something, or Manchester? Or would you actually take into account an hour 30 flight time to return to, let's say, Frankfurt? Yeah, so the weird thing is, you can have so many different scenarios where, yeah, things can get really complicated. And you have to make a decision on, what risks you are willing to take in order to save a life. No, I don't think so, Street. I think there's no difference. It doesn't matter if it's a pilot or a crew member, a cabin crew member that's ill, or a passenger, right? It's always a human being and one life. And it doesn't matter what you have as a profession, all right? It's, everybody has the same priority on that. Yeah, Paul, and that's always the question, right? You have to, and that's so difficult sometimes. Is it justified to endanger 200 lives to save one? Right? Who's going to make the call on that? Well, Alpha, there's one thing. When you have an engine failure with ETOPS, for example, or if you have, an engine fire or something, and you definitely have a time issue, so you need to land ASAP. But if the aircraft is okay, and it's one passenger that's ill, All right, there's a different scenario in that case. So those things with equal time point, etc., etc. Yeah, they do count. So, you know, no doubt if, you know, you make your plans, but let's say that the weather situation is such that while, you know, you have a certain urgency to land because of technical malfunction or something, that's one thing. But yeah, taking risks again to save one life but endangering many others, again, it's a call that is not easy to make. Yeah, and also sometimes you may not have a qualified doctor on board, so you don't know exactly what the issue is. Right? Is it really life-threatening or not? So again, you know, things can get really complicated. So, let's say another example, Iraq, right? During the Iraqi war, right? At some point, there was airlines that were flying over Iraq. And again, the same question. What happens if you have a fire on board? You need to land at ASAP. It's a war zone, right? It's all these things. There's so many things, you know, it's not that easy sometimes. It's always the captain street. So, I already explained it as well some time ago. So even though I have a fancy uniform, you know, fancy hat, and you know, I get a fancy plane to play around with, passengers, some freight, right? It's not my aircraft, okay? So I don't own it. Someone lends it to me. So I have a contract with a company, and I have a certain profession. I've learned to fly these aircraft. So I'm type rated on aircraft type, and so I'm a specialist in that regard. And so I offer my services to an airline, and in return, that airline gives me an aircraft with passengers and freight, fuel, and the company tells me to fly from A to B, right? So they give me a flight order, fly from A to B. So, as a captain, then it's my complete responsibility to perform that duty, to perform that flight according to all legal rules. So all the laws, all the rules, regulations, company regulations, and the highest priority, obviously, safety. Passenger comfort is next, and of course, in economical way. So that's a clear game plan, right?
Good night, Black Box.
Lee, mach's gut. Hab ein schönes Wochenende. Vielen Dank. Gute Nacht. So that's the relationship I have with my company and my company with me, okay? Danke, Lee. So, then I'm flying along, and my order is clearly to fly to a destination. So when am I allowed to deviate from that? Well, let's say my company says, hey, change of plans, for whatever reasons. So you land now, not at your destination airport, but we tell you to land at an airport that's in between. Right? It's a clear order. And if there's no safety issue with that, So if the weather is good, or you know, it's good enough to land there, it's safe enough to land there, well, then I have my orders. So I land.
Hello, black box.
Oh, you're home again? What? Seriously, from Austria? I thought you're staying there over the weekend, Reynolds. Welcome back. Wow, that's a long day then. Yeah. So when am I allowed to deviate from my flight order? Well, for any safety related stuff. So anything that requires me to make a quick decision, be it a technical issue with the aircraft, safety related issue with the aircraft, safety related issue with a passenger, right? Then of course I have the power to then ignore my flight order from the company and then do whatever I think is necessary to make sure I land the aircraft safely somewhere. Right. That's the whole game plan, really. Hey, Motosuva, nice to see you. How are you doing? Well, normally, Paul, pilots are employees, and the personal liability goes, of course, very far. And so if you make a mistake, and it's because of negligence, then you are in trouble. Yeah, I mean, normally you will be sued as a captain. So let's say someone gets hurt, the captain would normally be responsible and be sued. However, normally in all kinds of countries, there is an option not to sue the person, but the company that the person is employed with, because such a company has more money, and so the lawsuit then goes towards the company. All right, but in principle, it's the captain that's liable and can be sued quite heavily. Yeah. Just how often? Well, you see, so Nico, here's the thing. I know that when you fly the flight sims and we talk about the stuff, I know that we romanticize a lot of stuff, right? But I've said it before, and sorry if it sounds very kind of cold and dark. Like I said, I have a fancy uniform. I get paid by a company, which is all fine. All right, we have a relationship. It's a working kind of financial relationship. But my main responsibility goes towards the authorities and the laws and regulations that they have given out. And that includes, obviously, safety of the people on board, safety regarding people on the ground, safety regarding the cargo that I transport, safety regarding the aircraft, of course, equipment, blah, blah, blah. So it's all on me as a captain. There is no romanticism in there. That's just a plain fact. And I can promise you, and it's been there in the past, if you screw up, the first thing that will happen is that normally you get sacked immediately by the company. Immediately. So if they think that you've screwed up badly, you're out already. Your contract gets pulled immediately. And then you're on your own. Yeah, so that's a very bad day. Right. So don't believe for 1 minute that whatever company you work for loves you so much that they will cover everything that you do. No, they won't. Right. So, at the end of the day, it's a serious business. It really is. So every little decision you make every day, right, make sure you make the right decisions and make sure that you have, done everything according to the laws and regulations. Because if you don't, you can get into a lot of trouble really quickly. But hang on, but that also applies. Let me just give you another example. That also implies to people that fly GA aircraft, for example. Hey, Senshai, how are you doing? There was not too long ago, there was an incident where a flight attendant got injured because it was a Canadair, I think, had to fly a TCAS RA because of a VFR traffic being on a collision course with them. I don't know who was at fault, but let's just assume that VFR or that GA pilot was at fault in this case. Well, now that GA pilot is liable to be sued by that flight attendant. Right. So again, even if you're just flying GA aircraft, be aware of the responsibility that you hold. Even in that, even if you think that's just a hobby, man, it's some serious stuff. So make sure you know the rules, the regulations, and you stick to them, and don't mess about. Don't think, don't take it lightly. It'll bite you, 100%. Well, no, the first officer also has a lot of responsibility. All right, so yes, I know that the captain has the final say, but what when I'm out of the flight deck, on the ground or in flight? All right, so yeah, of course, in a car as well. Yes, of course, you have the responsibility in the car as well. However, Reynolds, the insurance there is fairly good. You're covered pretty well that way. But when you're flying an aircraft, well, you may want to check your insurance, see what they cover, what they don't cover. No. As far as I know, there is no insurance company, because of the fact that when you fly an airliner, the sums of money we're talking about there are so big that now, as far as I know, there is no insurance that covers these kind of liabilities. Sapphire says the Air France captain and flight first officer who had that fight in the cockpit can't fly anymore, from what I heard. Was that because of the airline or the authorities pulling the plug? Hey, Motorzoom, it's my pleasure, but again, I mean, here we're flight simming, all right? So I can't do everything like I do in real life. And of course, I know that here I'm not sitting in the real aircraft. I try to do many things to, real world kind of procedures, but I'm aware that here, this is a flight simulator. But, when you're sitting in the real aircraft, the moment that you have your uniform, or you wear your uniform, and you have your crew and then the passengers, right, real people board the plane, yeah, you do feel the responsibility. And like I said, it's serious business. No, the thing is, so Amundos, the thing is this, so, you have your personal wealth, so you have anything regarding maybe a house or, your, whatever you have, car, whatever, jewelry. So there's a certain amount of wealth that you have. However, a airline has millions and billions of, right? So in the US, for example, when you have the lawsuits there, the sum that people get from that is in the millions, so a lot more than you would get from a person privately. Do you feel the pressure having that responsibility? Well, yeah, but there is pressure. I don't think of it constantly, but I am aware of the responsibility. So what you do, Brenold, is you have a certain attitude, right? So you have a professional attitude that you pursue, and you try not to be complacent, and just do your best not to mess up every day, every flight. But yes, of course, you can't think constantly of it, and you're not allowed to have that as a fear. If you start to have a fear of that, then I don't think you'll be able to perform your duties. Yeah, you get sick pretty quickly. Well, that's great, Nico. Yeah. You know, but these are the things. You know what? You know, one of these days, it could be exactly that saves your ass, your backside, right? Because you've checked something, you've caught an issue because being thorough in your preparations. And it's so weird. So, you know, be it finding a open latch at the engine cowling, which you are required to check on the outset check, or having actually, which I've actually had as well in real life, actually on the A320, both engine master switches. So the aircraft wasn't cold and dark. And you know, you do your checks, wipers, radar, landing gear lever, speed brake lever, flap lever, and the engine master switches. Well, guess what? Both engine master switches were actually in the on position. Cold and dark aircraft. You would ask yourself, how the hell does that happen? Well, I don't know. Maybe some caterer or cleaner who's flying Microsoft Flight Sim actually thought cold and dark, nobody in the cockpit, you know, nobody's watching. Hey, you know, that's cool. All right, let's pretend I'm the pilot now. I don't know what happened, but that's how I found the aircraft. Now, nothing really bad happens when you switch on electric power, right? The engines won't start because of that, but it's just something. It's one of those things that, yeah, you know, you check, and there's a reason why it says that in your procedures, and that's important to check so nobody gets hurt, right? Yeah, and just be thorough. And I've mentioned it as well. The biggest fear, or the biggest enemy, or one of the biggest enemies, not just for pilots, but anyone that has a job with lots of responsibility, is complacency. All right. Yeah, preservation panel. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Danny, do you ever get some insights in the amount of money that goes through the bigger airliners? Not asking for something specific, but doesn't these numbers just make you feel a bit like worthless? No. No. So, well, no, not really. So, Danny, on one hand, I will definitely admit, being a pilot is something very passionate to me. I've always wanted to be a pilot because aviation, flying, has always been with me my whole life because my father was a pilot. And I always wanted to pursue that profession. So there's the emotional side to it. And on the other side, it's a very simple contract with a company where I offer my services. So I'm willing to take on that responsibility for passengers, for human lives, for expensive aircraft, cargo, etc., etc. And in return for having that responsibility, I get paid a certain amount of money every year. So it's a simple contract, and you can negotiate those contracts. And so if you're willing to, you know, to fly for free because you love your job so much, well, it's up to you, isn't it? But you still hold that responsibility. Thank you much, Sapphire Wave. Yeah, thank you. So you still have that responsibility. It's the same, right? So a 737 Ryanair pilot, or Norwegian pilot, EasyJet pilot, Eurowings pilot, he has the same responsibility as I do. All right. But they have different contracts. Some get paid more, some get paid less, right? So they all have their contracts, and you have to, you know, see whether or not it's worth the time and the effort and the responsibility that you take on, right? So I don't feel worthless. No, it's just a very basic. Let's say it's a basic kind of relationship. And yes, of course, I can be replaced. Yeah. But who can't? I mean, there's not many professions where someone can't be replaced. That's just the way it is. Harry, looking forward to becoming the controller. And very nice. How much does it actually matter? What school? It does matter. But you don't have to be an ace. Right, let's go for flaps 40 landing. You don't have to be an ace. To become a pilot or to become a controller. You have to have certain abilities, no doubt. And in the evaluation tests, that will be checked. But apart from that, if you have the abilities, then yeah, you pass those entry tests. You got to work hard, study hard, but yeah, you should be able to pursue that dream. That's an interesting quote, Paul. Yeah, if you want to get promoted, you've got to be replaceable. Right, and that's true. No worries, Danny. All good. Like I said, I try to give you honest answers as much as I can. And by all means, there may be pilots that have a different opinion on that, which I'm perfectly good with. What I'm expressing here is my own personal opinion. And someone else may think differently about it. I have a job for you on an airport where it's a little airline based flying passengers around in the Alps in the PC-12. How about that? Well, Brennell, I don't know. At the moment, I have some other plans. And when I retire, I don't know. If I ever retire, I think I wanna still fly, but not be under contract anymore. I would just want to fly for pleasure. Still have that responsibility of taking care of my aircraft and people that fly with me, but otherwise, I'll be my own pilot and boss. So I'm just looking at the landing distance available. So it's about 2 kilometers, 2.3 almost. So it's a long runway. It's fine, not too bad. The weather at the moment is, hold on, 3 miles. So it's not the best. Scatter 200. Oh god, I hope we can see the runway. 3029. Ugh. Right, fuel 4.7. Min diversion. Min diversion was 2.9 or something, right? So we will land. Estimate landing fuel is 4.3. So we got about 1.4 tons extra. So that would be alright for one more round. Right, descending. But yeah, the weather isn't the best, and that's for the RNF approach. We're lucky enough that scattered isn't officially a ceiling, so visibility is important, and that's 3 miles. So for the... Well, it's got variable 5 knots. I'll tell you what we'll do, because I am interested in flying that RMP approach. So there, the minimum is 630 feet height. Oh, that's interesting. That's LPV. That's LPV, and we can't do LPV in the PMDG, can we? Yeah. So, actually, can you, Brennell, can you type in !META Charlie Yankee X-Ray Tango, please? Snow on ground with live weather. I've got live weather on. It's currently 12 degrees plus, though. It's not working. Okay, let me get the... Thanks, Brennell. Thank you. I'll check my app. So, Charlie Yankee... Yankee X-Ray... there we go. That's it, you order. Thanks. Yeah. So, 20 miles, Hugh 3000, so good weather. So the alternate is definitely good. So good plan B. And however, we got to fly the other approach. We can't do the RP because that's LPV. We don't have that here in the PMDG. So that is definitely not possible. We got a normal GPS Bravo approach. So we can fly this one, but that has a very high minimum. Oh, let's do that. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. So we first try that. If we don't see the runway there, we'll do the ILS the other way. So SLP is sea level pressure. This is a coding. So that's a special US or Canadian coding. Now I don't know CF1, CFT. I need to go through that again. At the moment I don't. But this SLP, I know that's sea level pressure. Right, so let's go departure arrival. So let's see. So the Bravo. We can't do the other one. We've got to do Bravo, and we'll go by. It says dwarfs. What? It should say. Actually, it should say Gertz. So they've got Latry. Before that, we should have. So let's take that out. Then we go Gertz. And then we go to Latry. So let's check if that makes sense or not. Plan mode. Yeah. And Gertz, Latry. Perfect. So that's the approach we're going to fly. Latry 4-4, then we go down to Rosmo, and that our 3-6. It had. Oh no, disregard. No, we can't do that either. That's 6.5 degrees. Are you kidding me? Alright, no option, I'm afraid. Sorry. So we've got to do the approach onto the other runway. So there we've got the localizer X-ray, or we've got the ILS Yankee or the ILS Zulu. The ILS Zulu radius fix, we don't really have that, but we'll pretend we are all right with it. Okay, GPS DB ADF required, and then we go from Ann. All right, let's try that. Oh, there's snow in Juneau then. Okay, that's interesting. So, let's try again. So, departure arrival. So, we're doing the ILS Zulu via transition Ann execute. Lex page Ann. From there, it is Musi, and then we go inbound. Then we've got Putty. So Muzu. I don't know. Muzu. How do you pronounce that? God, Muzu, and then Putty, Vetol. So 5,000 above, 3,000 above, all correct. Then we've got Vetol, 2,400. Correct. Final descent, 3 degrees. Inbound course is 115, and the runway heading is 115 as well, so straight in on that case. Cool. So that one doesn't work, so we've got to stick with the Zulu. There we go. Missed approach then goes 124 degrees. Ukaru, and then back to Ann. Okay, that's all fine then. Hey Fusion, how you doing? When a controller gives you a QNH, have you any chance of flight to verify that value? Well, yeah, sure. So you have three different sources, or well, two different sources, Brennelt. ATIS, METAR, and the controller. All right, so when we do our preparations, we get the current METAR or the ATIS then, if available. So right now, for example, I know it's 3029. So I already pre-dial 3029 as a reminder. Yeah, doing well. Thanks for asking. So 3029. And then later, when the controller gives us a descent clearance to an altitude, I can recheck his instruction with what I've already dialed in. Nico, there's some props. I don't know, maybe ATR or maybe the Dash 8 or something. Steep approach capable. Yeah. But otherwise, we can't do that by any means. But the issue is, obviously, if you come from that direction, there's some high terrain. I mean, look at this. Right, and LPV has obviously that, well, you all know LPV. I don't need to explain that to you as well. With the WAAS system in the US, with the correction of the GPS signals, giving you a lot more accuracy, and then simulating a localizer beam behavior, where the closer you get, the more sensitive the indications get. Same for the vertical profile. But it's still a GPS approach, but the systems will simulate a like an ILS sensitivity, and that's why you have a lower minimum. But again, we can't do that here in the PMDG. It's as simple as that. So get rid of that. And for the normal RNAV approach, so this has 0.3 nautical miles, linear boundaries. So it's a linear approach, not a angled approach, and so you have a lot more obstacles to take into account, and that way your descent point is a lot later and a lot steeper that way. Is it really? That's 2008 FMS version. Good God. Right, let's go down to 10,000 feet. So FMC speed, LNAV, VNAV path. Cool. I'm going to dial in the ILS frequency already. That is 109.3 and 115 degrees. Harry, you ask which subjects are important. Well, I mean, in aviation, obviously, it's definitely mathematics, physics, which are more heavily weighed. But you don't have to be an expert, and you don't have to be an ace. Just normal kind of average is fine. However, in a more wide, broad-based kind of area. Alright, so that, there's no stars, and 17.1 is an VOR, so 17.1, and that way we can actually track that outbound. There it is, and still going to preset 111. A 115. Alright. Nice. So, time for some outside views again. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's interesting. Insight, Bruno. So the LPV for the A320 was only certified in May or so. Yeah. No wonder I haven't come across it yet. And now, with my transition being a lot closer now, At least in the A320, I won't come across LPV. I think maybe in the 747-8. Who knows? LPV approaches get more common now in Europe. Okay. Yeah, and in Europe we have the EGNOS system, so Echo Golf November Oscar Sierra system. Same principle, or very similar principle to the WAAS system. What if you do a fully visual? I mean, today the weather seems to not too bad, but there are many hard limits on IFR. Well, I mean, you can't. I mean, for us as an airliner, we're not allowed to go VFR, right? So we can't cancel IFR. You can do a visual approach, yes, but you have certain rules for that as well. So, for example, if it's your first time at the airport, you're not allowed to do a visual approach. You have to be familiar with the surrounding terrain, the airport, etc., etc. And then, of course, the airport needs to allow you to do visual approaches. In the US, Canada, mostly that should not be an issue, unless it says so in the airport information. Yeah, so I think the airport itself would not be limited in that regard regarding visual approaches. So you could do maybe a short approach here, but, or, you know, the other way. I don't know. The thing is this, so it is mountainous, isn't it? And again, you're approaching the airfield from an area that has, yeah, that has just high terrain. So I don't know, even if you come in this way visually, it will be a very short final. Yeah, you would have to really not be knowledgeable about the area and so on. Hey, thank you, Bruno. That's much appreciated. Thanks so much. And Fusion says for flight training, where was that, Fusion? Which country? Beautiful. Look at that. Blimey. Oh, sorry. Here's the chart. Do you know how an IFR pickup works? I heard the phrase in... Well, yeah, I mean, your aircraft has to be rated IFR. In Norway. Okay, Fusion. Interesting. Nice. Yeah, Brian. So, first of all, you have to be rated, IFR rated. So, you know, if it's just purely VFR rated, you can't have an IFR pickup. So you have to have the license for IFR. The aircraft needs to be certified for IFR. And then if all that is met, and in flight, you decide that the weather isn't VFR anymore, and you want IFR, you want to change your rules from VFR to IFR, you can call in ATC and request an IFR pickup. And that way, they will give you a squawk, they'll have you ident, they'll see where you are, they'll then determine the minimum IFR control altitude, so they have you climb to a certain altitude to be able to pick you up then. Right, let's switch that to QNH. And then you get a clearance. You get a, like I said, squawk code, you get a clearance to a waypoint or fix or a, you know, a station. And then, yeah, and from there on, you perform a normal IFR flight according to the rules, so on. Right, so Anne wants a minimum altitude of... Let's see, there shouldn't be really... It's about 10,000 feet. So let's see. Let me get a fix here VTOL in here. So fix VTOL so that I know how many miles we got to that. That's 50 miles. Yeah, that's fine then. No, so the flight plan, you don't need a flight plan for that initially, Brenold. You'll be given the flight plan. So they will ask you what altitude or flight level you want to fly, destination, etc., etc. And from there on, they will have to make you a flight plan, Brenold. But of course, you as a pilot, you're still responsible for everything else, right? Do you have the fuel for that? And so on. Is the aircraft rated for the IFR flight, for the procedures? Are you rated for that? That sort of stuff. And normally, Brenold, I mean, there's a database. So normally when you call in with what Delta, Alpha, India, whatever, the ATC would surely be able, oh good God, look at that weather, would surely be able to see whether or not you are actually IFR capable or not. Thrustmaster yoke sensitivity settings. I have. Can you remind me after landing, please? Yeah. I can show you my settings. So for the yoke, I don't know if I actually have anything special for that, but we'll see. I don't know off by heart, but we can check after landing. I can't do it right now because we are still on VATSIM. Ketchikan traffic, Alaska and 75 Golf is approaching Alpha, November. We'll do the ILS Zulu approach, runway 11 in Ketchikan. Right, the minimums is 300 feet actually. Okay, 300 feet it is for the minimums. Visibility required is 2,400 feet. But there is a ball note for that. RVR, flight director or autopilot or HUD to decision altitude. Okay, but that's for with the full approach light system as well. If the approach light system and the runway lighting is out, it's 4,000 feet or 3/4 statute mile visibility, and we currently have, what's the weather say? 6,000 feet, 3 miles. So should be all right. We should be good. But it's interesting how Microsoft actually shows the weather that way. Well, that's interesting. Thank you much for the landing wishes. Alright, seatbelts. No, this we're out. Come on. There we go. And we can do a checklist. Descent checklist, that is. Pressurization, landing altitude 100 feet. Recall checked. Auto brake 3. Landing data be ref 139, minimums 300. Approach briefing is completed. Thank you much, Street. Thanks for joining. Yeah, thanks for hanging out so long. Good night to you. Have a great weekend. Well, so with the yoke, I've had it for some time now, and I enjoy it. Now, I have flown the real 737, and this does not feel exactly like the real Boeing yoke, obviously, because that's really difficult to do. This is 100 and something euro yoke, or 200 euro yoke. I don't exactly know how much it costs, but I mean, the real one with the dampening, etc., is obviously a lot more expensive. But you have the option to have two different, or have 1 or 2 springs in here, so the spring load is a bit different, which then alters the feel of the pitch axes. And while maybe the feel isn't 100% like the real aircraft, it still is a lot of fun because it's actually quite large, and so you have a feeling that you're actually flying a large aircraft with a big yoke. So it's immersive. It's immersive enough to have fun with it. Yeah. And if you fly, you know, not only 737, you can use it in a 777, 747, in GA aircraft, and it's fun. I do enjoy it. Not lying. Okay, so I'm going to put this on already. Start switches. I'm going to arm the speed brake so I don't have to do it later on. Passing 10,000 feet. So for the approach, 5,000 minimum until there. And I'm going to dial in our final altitude of 2,400 feet. And we're flying it with VNAV. So it should respect the restrictions, but we're seeing already that we're a bit high in the profile. So I'm just going to add a bit of speed brakes. I'm also going to go speed intervention. Just going to slow down already. Oh boy. This could be an interesting approach. So for the missed approach procedure, let's do a recap. Here in the 737, it's toga buttons. So this one here, about 15 degrees pitch up, flaps 15, positive rate of climb, gear up. Good luck, thank you. We're all counting on you, I know. Flaps 1, speed is checked, flaps 1. Oh no, I know. I've had 7,000 hours. Well, let's say 6,000 hours in the 737 in total. About 8,000 in the 747, and now another 8,000. About 7 to 8,000 in the A320. Yeah. Oh, double click. Is it? Oh, okay. Otherwise, it's reduced takeoff, go-around thrust. Flaps 5, speed is checked. Flaps 5. The ILS, India Echo Charlie Hotel, identified. 115 degrees, matches up. And since Bruno gets upset if I don't do that, first officer also has the ILS. Man, this is just PMDG memes. Full speed brakes now because the descent rate, it's just too shallow. I mean, look, we've got flaps 5, speed brakes out, and it's just barely managing 1,000 feet per minute rate of descent now. Yeah, that is pretty scary. The new scenery, Bravo, that's Pristina, correct? Performance-wise, now some people have complained about performance on that airport, so I'm a bit confused. But yeah, thanks for the tip. I'll have a look at it.
Ketchikan traffic, Alaska 65 is about 10 miles south of VOR. We'll be flying the ILS Zulu.
Ah, there we go. Someone's joining the flight. Thanks so much.
Ketchikan.
Hey, that's cool. So Alaska 75 Golf is approaching Musu, and we're starting the inbound turret shortly for the ILS Zulu. Correction, 1-1 in Ketchikan.
Copy that. Looks like we're probably about 30 miles behind you. We should have good separation.
Perfect, thanks. Cool. Juneau to Seattle, then San Francisco. I'll be flying close over Ketchikan in 20 minutes. Nice. GG. Right, so here we go. VNAV path. We should be alright now. Famous last words. Flaps 10. Just want to add a little bit more drag. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Interesting. I tried to remember the last time I had a bit of foggy conditions in Microsoft Flight Sim. It is a real dog fan. It is, isn't it? Yeah, I searched for it today. I thought, hey, that's the one I want. But that's going to be interesting to see how that handles, or that looks further down in the approach, close to minimums. Approach checklist, altimeter 3029 checked. Yeah, still correct. So you can see the PMDG does not do radius to fix, so it should do that. It should fly a perfect circle or half circle, radius to fix. It doesn't do that. So here in the PMDG, it just flies straight line. Okay. You smell go around. Don't scare me. Right. So we go down to 3,000 now. Here's the ILS, glide slope localizer. We've got 4 miles, almost 5 miles to the center line. That looks alright. Do you know if the Phoenix does it properly? Good question. I know the FS Labs did it. Phoenix. Bruno, does the Phoenix do radius fix properly? It should do. It actually does. Oh, nice. There we go. Hopefully that... Hey, Empty Cross, how you doing? That will come with a 900. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess you have to monitor that yourself. Right, glide slope localize indications are there. I am going to press approach. VR lock and glide slope armed. Good God, that weather. Oh, spicy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. Right, lock glide slope. I hope we don't have to divert. Although, I mean, I've got time. I'm not in a hurry. Right, let's get stable. Gear down. Flaps 15. Alright, missed approach altitude 5,000 feet. Minimums continue. No. If I don't see approach lights or runway, it's a go around. And then we'll decide whether or not it's worth it to try again. So flaps are 25. Oh my God. That looks pretty bad. Oh, okay. Someone said they can smell a go around. Well, I have to say, maybe you're not that wrong. Yeah, I can live with that. Let's do that. Oh boy. Flaps 30, speed is... Actually, no, it's flaps 40. It's straight to 40, isn't it? In one go. Right. The ref was 139. Let's do 144. And then we'll do the landing checklist. Engine start switches continuous. Speed brake. Armed green light. Gear down 3 green. Flaps 40 green light. That's the landing checklist completed. I'm currently wondering whether or not it's a good idea to look through here, but hey, why not?
Ketchikan traffic, Alaska 65, Musu intersection on the ILS Zulu, runway 11, Ketchikan.
Ketchikan traffic, Alaska 75 Golf is on a 4-mile final, and runway 11. Oh god, 300 feet. I don't even have ground contact yet. No way. Oh, I do. Hang on. Yeah. We've got ground contact. Oh, but that is a lot worse than I expected. Oh, no. Oh, no. Unless we break out. Oh, approach lights. Oh my god.
Minimums.
Continue.
Minimums.
A bit fast, come on.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Spoilers, reverse green. Wow. Wow, that was exciting. Blimey. 80 knots. Wow, manual brakes. We'll have to get that taxiway here because it goes downhill. Whoa. That was very close to minimums. Jeez. I did not expect it to be that spicy. I honestly thought we would see the runway lights a lot earlier. Good God. Ketchikan traffic, Alaska 75 Golf has vacated runway 11 and pilot information. We saw the approach lights approximately at 500 feet Barrow.
Hey, Ketchikan traffic, Alaska 65. Thanks for that fire up. We're on a 10-mile final now, runway 11, Ketchikan.
Whoa. Oh, that's the current weather. Oh, I did not have that weather. Yeah, the FS Realistic. I need to try that again. Yeah. Here's that other traffic. Let's see if he makes it. Yeah, broken 100. Like, why did anybody tell me? I checked the weather. So on my Sim Toolkit Pro, it gave me scattered 200, not broken. And Macan, you will land in Munich with the same visibility. Isn't it exciting? But I have to say, that was definitely a very interesting approach. Really nice. That was a lot of fun. Right, let's clean up the aircraft. APU is started. Yeah, he's coming down. Found it's interesting that you go downhill. Oh, nice. Cool, you got the live camera there. How cool. Do we have a return? No, no, it's 1 o'clock here in the morning, so I'll be back on Sunday. And we're going to try a new scenery, Girona. So let's see. And we're just going to stop here, watch the landing, see if he makes it. Wow, that...
Ketchikan traffic, Alaska 65, 3-mile final, runway 11, Ketchikan.
Oof. Now that weather was a lot worse than I expected. But GG, I mean, the when I took the autopilot out, the trim was actually set pretty well. I didn't have to trim much, so that felt good. So the fog is more localized, localized based. Ah, okay. Hey, Giftswerk, thanks a lot for hanging out. Yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting. Oh, there he is. Yeah, it looks like he's making it as well. GG. Well done. GG.
Thank you.
My Girona. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you weren't kidding. I broke out about 500.
Yeah, exciting. So I just saw the latest update for the weather. It says broken 100 feet. So I still had scattered 200 on my report.
Yeah, there was a little bit of scattered layer. There was a cloud literally right off the left of the approach center line.
Yeah, but that's a lot of fun though. I loved it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Nice. There's a... Let's try the gate there.
Hey, Ketchikan traffic. Alaska 65 vacated the runway. Will be taxiing to the ramp. Ketchikan.
Cool. But I have to say, hats off. Hats off to Microsoft Flight Sim. I do complain a lot about some stuff, but this was actually a very nice experience. Because the last time we had fog with the older versions, it was by no means that good. Oh really? You had to divert, Burrito? From Salzburg because the broken 100? Wow, okay, what? There we go. Autumn is here. Autumn time is amongst us. APU on bus. Thank you much, Mekan. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, have a great weekend, everyone. So, welcome to Ketchikan. So we'll do that, that. Thank you so much, my dear moderators, for all the help again. Thank you to my dear viewers here who stuck with me for so long. I know it's late, but that approach was epic. That was worthwhile there, I hope. So, Sim Caesar, thank you so much for your support. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, again, I can only sound sometimes like a broken record, but looking forward to some shared flights. I would love that. Let's go menu, actions, ground services, GPU cart. Now, chocks set, and I want GSX. Let's see if I can do some jetway operation there. We'll do Alaska Airlines. Okay, so that doesn't work here. Or maybe I just parked too close, I don't know. Hey, Ox VFR, yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Okay, it says the default jetway in up due to fog. Now, I guess it doesn't work here. Or I'm too close. Jetway. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. All right, doesn't matter. Cool. So that's all off. That's all off. That's all off. Let's get some air in here. And we can read one more checklist. So we've got shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps off, except the forward pump here on the left side. Propede off. Hydronic panel is set. Flaps are up. Park and brake. We've got chocks and positions, so parking brake released. Engine start levels cut off, and weather radar is off. Cool. Thank you very much, everyone. So, I'll be back on Sunday. Oh, actually, I can show you the scenery in sunny weather. There you go. That's how it looks like when you don't have fog. Interesting, right? You can see the terrain towards the east. Good night, Giftswerk. Take care. Thank you much, Fusion, as well. Yeah, so we flew along that ridgeline there, not realizing how close to the mountains we were. My word, that was exciting. Cool stuff. All right, guys, I'll leave it. Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, the setting. Oh, I almost forgot. Hang on. So, control options. And let's see if I have tuned anything. I don't think I have, but let's have a look. So, the yoke Boeing. Oh, actually, I have. Disregard. I have. So, minus 39% roll and pitch axes. Don't ask me why, because I just simply felt, so I messed about with this at some point. I just felt that this gives me, yeah, just a proper kind of control. Because if you watch some videos from real-world flying in the 737, you can see them actually move the yoke quite a bit, especially when you go into the flare. They pull back huge amounts. So that's why I just put it this way. So there we go. Hope that that works. Okay, so another thing, your NVIDIA game settings. Yes, they are on my Discord as well. Custom, no, so they're not custom settings. No. So, I mean, they are my own settings, yes. So not standard, no. So yes, they are custom. So I have changed them.
Welcome aboard,
yeah, so
Captain Black Box, Twitch
standard would be like this.
Subscribers, please make your way to the
0
first class cabin, where
changes in
drinks,
sensitivity.
Snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank
Hey
you.
Senshai, that's really kind. Thank you so much, Senshai, for the 36 months now. Thank you, Senshai. I hope you're doing well. And I'll talk to you soon regarding, well, some more stuff, but my head is just spinning from all the work. So the settings I have are as follows. So I've added 3 filters: brightness, contrast, sharpen, and color. Brightness, contrast, this I do vary depending on the scenery. Today I've actually dialed it down a bit more. Normally it's about 24%. Contrast plus 15, highlights minus 18. Shadows plus 27, although that sometimes is around about 20 in that area. All right, then sharpen. Good night, Sapphire Wave. Take care. Have a great weekend, everyone. Sharpen, I have intensity 35%, film grain 15%, and color is. Oh yeah,
Good night,
Senshai.
Black Box.
These settings are also on the web page, aren't they? Black Box 711. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Senshai uploaded them there as well. There we go, Senshai. Thank you so much. So, guys, this is also on blackbox711.com website. So, tint color 20%, tint and sensor 22%, and the rest is 0. And that's it. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much once again. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you very, very, very soon. Oh, so okay, on and off. So this will be off. This is off. There's a huge difference, isn't there? It's a lot more green, and this is on. I'll give you a view from the aircraft itself. Hang on. Just go back to the aircraft here. And so here now, again, off and on. So that's definitely a clear difference. Okay, guys. Poor flies as well to you. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great weekend. Thanks for all this amazing support, as always. Take care. And, oh, hang on. Sim Caesar, when are you streaming next? I know you streamed this afternoon. Maybe Saturday. You may have already switched off. Okay, guys. So once again, make sure check out Sim Caesar's channel. Thank you so much, everyone, and